Show me your booty.
All right, look at the applause. The applause meter. Woo! One more time. Oh, come on. That's better. Oh, come on.
That was easy. Yes. No. Yes.
There's already arguing going on early on the Steve Squared Show. Welcome to the Steve Squared Show. Of course, we're always in surprise locations for you. Today we are in the friendly confines of the public library. So, shh, I have to be very quiet. Who are we kidding? It's 2023. I'm actually the quietest person here. I have to soundproof myself because the days gone by where you would go to a library and it would be they would go shh if you blink too loud. They would have you removed from the library. No, that is not the library of today, of 2023. It is a full-scale arena. It's louder than a carnival. They could basically hold a rodeo here, and it would be the same sound. So, we'll be doing our show here. Welcome to the Steve Square Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K. I'm sorry. Come on. Boy, everybody's in a bad mood already. It's Monday. I can understand. Who's in a good mood on a Monday? But we're going to try to give you an hour of lifting you up from your manic Monday, your depressive Monday, your tired, well, again, unless you're off for the summer, wink, wink, school teachers, and who are just waking up now, probably from an 8-hour stint at the beach. Waking up going, wait, was I supposed to pick my kids up from somewhere? Oh my God, are they at camp? I thought I sent them away to year-long camp. And yes, you did, so they can wake up now from their 8 hours of tanning and head down to one of the Houlihan, Lily Flanagan's then they can start their drink, get on, and boy, what a life. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do this. Teachers are the backbone of our crumbling society. Boy, I'll tell you, I got a theme for the show tonight. We might get a surprise visitor. Right now, you only have me. Funny Man CDK, what more do you need in life? An awful lot, I'm afraid. But anyway, I'm practicing with my new, this looks, oh, excuse me. So I'm practicing, I wish I had my old blurps, remember my old great drops, but we'll see what we can do. Again, the show is sponsored by Celsius, a proud, clean, refreshing non-sponsor of the Steve Square Show. I put the governor's banner up in full display, so hopefully a whole bunch of Governor's Comedy Club podcast watchers and subscribers will be watching the Steve Square Show and commenting and sharing the square. I'm trying to be like one of those social media influencers. Before they get to the meat, they sit for 5 minutes. Don't you hate that? Maybe you want to fix something, or you need directions, right? My computer shut down. How do I turn on? Oh, here's a video. How to turn on your computer. And then the first 5 minutes is a musical, right? The person does some sort of intro that's 5 minutes long to show off their computer graphic skills. And then they go, hey, this is another episode. And if you like us, subscribe, click the bell, stop the button, give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you want to like us. And then it's 10 minutes of that. And usually by that time, I've ripped the computer in half. I've sent as many bad comments to that person. And I've sought other YouTube videos. But they're all the same. Anyway, pretty warm. It's been how was your weekend? It was warm, spotty showers. I can't make out this weather. They keep talking about possible showers here, thunderstorms here, and then it's sunny. And then I went for a run yesterday, and wouldn't you know, 2 steps into, not even 3 steps into my run, I feel rain falling. But that's okay, because you guys know me. Rain, I don't melt. I'm no wicked witch of the west, east, north, or south. I just kept foraging along, and I got wet, and it was okay. I felt like Rocky. Badass Rocky. Not Sylvester Stallone Rocky. I'm talking more Rocky and Bullwinkle, but nevertheless Rocky. I have a theme for tonight's show. On this July 10th. I got to remember this date because tomorrow I have a couple of things due. So I have to, July 10th. We have a theme. It's Warrior Gladiator Night. It's Warrior Night. Why do I say that? Because look at this. Got some warriors going on here. This is Long Island Warriors. She is in full Comic-Con garb, as Comic-Con was this weekend at Hofstra University, my alma mater. And this is where people with limited weekend plans get together and dress up as superheroes with swords and everything else, costumes. They dress up in their whole thing, right? Their cosplay, if you will, as R2-D2, C-3PO. It's a shame that I even know all those characters. Of course, she looks like Wonder Woman here, or most Long Island women. Tough, badass, ready to kick some ass. This is how you look when you're waiting too long online at Oberon Brothers. You come in with a sword. I'm number 62! And also, this incredible story, I'll lead off with one of these. This guy right here, a powerhouse at 80. Another warrior of Long Island, another gladiator. Look at this guy. Let me show you a better picture. Can you see this guy? This young man of 80 years old at I believe this is at a gym in Farmingdale. I don't want to give them free publicity. You know me. But this guy, 80 years old, guess how much this man was bench pressing? His name is E.B. Butler. Great name. He is 80 years young. He resides in Copeg. So he was working out. That's his son spotting him, who looks a lot older than his... I think that's his son, or might even be his grandson. That's his son, Lloyd. So his dad is E.B. Butler. His son, Lloyd, was spotting him. 350 pounds. Look at that. I mean, that's unbelievable. If you want to see the video, go on YouTube. News 12 has a great video. It's pretty amazing. Here is him, a picture with him, his son, and his grandkids. And I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Um, it's just a really nice story. Um, and he has been lifting since the 60s. And he's been doing anabolic steroids. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. This guy, they actually asked him, have you ever taken steroids? And he was a resounding no. He's 80 years old. Listen to this. He still works 6 days a week. My dad found the story. Leave it to my dad, always finds the good stories. He still works 6 days a week driving a cement mixer truck. Unbelievable. This guy is rock solid, 350 pounds. I was trying to find out, that has to be, for his age range, a record, or at least a Long Island record. I mean, unbelievable. And, so that's a great story. Now, if you remember a while back, I had contacted Newsday, and I had them do a story on my dad when he did models. My dad does a tremendous amount of car models, and they did a great story. They came down, a reporter, a photographer, did a story just like this. So my dad's home, he's like, I got my huge gym downstairs. Let's do this. I said, Dad, they can't be, we got one story we were lucky enough in Newsday. What do you want, a weekly piece? My dad wanted more. Let's go. He's, but this is a really, so another warrior, thinking that's my theme today, and I have another warrior theme for you. So, congrats, kudos to E.B. Butler, and it just shows you, and this is what, as a trainer, I always emphasize. I don't like to hear people say, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that. Arnold says it, and Jack always said it, and those two, I'm always, Jack would always be like, yeah, it doesn't matter, it's how you look, it's how you feel, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter, it's how you feel. If you feel like you're young at heart, then you are. And Arnold, it's unbelievable, it's crazy, he's always bench pressing. So these guys have always advocated, it doesn't matter, it's what your motivation, your will, so you can do anything at any age. I don't like to hear this poppycock. Those things to me are excuses, and we don't want excuses. Not on the Steve Square Show. I mean, we don't do that here. You know why? I'll tell you why. This is terrible. I have to get rid of this. This silly app, man, is just, I'm not loving this. It's just, I think I'm going to have to get, you know what I'm going to have to do with this? This is going to get gonged. Anyway. So, more importantly, good story, good feel story for Mr. E.B. Butler. Very good. So, tonight's the Home Run Derby for baseball, for those of you interested. I don't know if you're interested. I don't, there's no Yankees in it. Aaron Judge is not even playing. He still has the big toe injury. So he's not even playing tomorrow night in the All-Star game. Home run hitting contest tonight. Sometimes they're fun and okay. It's kind of like, your quasi-slam dunk contest in basketball. This is a home run. This is baseball's moment to shine. So that'll be tonight at 8 o'clock, probably. I'm not sure if it's on TBS, ESPN, one of those stations that are floundering. Oh, yeah, so you might, you know me, I was in a good role with reading books. Okay. So let's see how good you are. Do you guys remember what I read? Not just recently, but the book before. Let's see. I'll give you a moment. I have read The Perfect Storm, right? Based on the movie. Well, the movie was based on the book. Great book. The Perfect Storm, really riveting, just heart-stomping. You're just at the edge of your seat. You know what's going to happen, but it's still like you hope they get saved, and obviously they perish and drown. But then I followed up with an inspirational story of the singer, songwriter, poet, actress Jewel. And so Just two colossal, really big books that really have inspired me, moved me, made me think. And so what would be up number 3? Well, you can only follow those two up with none other than... That's right, play pickleball. I'm in. I have become part. I have drank the Kool-Aid. I am all in. Play pickleball. I was astounded that they have written a book all about pickleball. Wouldn't it take up a page? You can write a book about anything if the pages are small enough and the words are big enough. That's what I did for my book. Anything is possible, the Jack LaLanne story. Get it at Amazon near you. This is unbelievable. It talks about hydration, how to drink water during pickleball. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, could it be I have a sighting? Ladies and gentlemen, can we convince him to come on the air?
You were hoping I'd come in.
Just to play those three.
So you had your whole show ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might not recognize him behind the cool shades, but yes, here he is. Oh, Donnie, baseball, Kevin, baseball for the All-Star night, All-Star weekend. Should I get you in there, Steve?
Oh, yeah, there
Let me get you in there a little bit. I'll move over. Don't worry, I don't think I have anything. So, I had... Steve really wants to show off his hat. How did everything go? I don't know if you want to talk about it. Did everything go okay? I know you had an appointment.
I guess I'm alive, so we're here.
So you're good for the hour? Or until we finish?
Well, yeah.
No, you don't sound good.
I'm alright. I had a few boils.
You okay?
That wasn't me.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I thought this was they were doing the cooking demonstration here.
You know, this show is a little about cooking, but I was saying to everybody, now Steve, tell me what you think of this. So, I told everybody I had read these 2 amazing books, The Perfect Storm and then Jewel. Really inspirational, powerful books. Look at that was a great book.
Yes, I'm sure she
It followed up on it. It was an amazing story. Hold on, you laughing. So I followed it up with...
There you go.
You play
That's
pickleball.
a definite.
This is
That's
you can't put this down.
That's an upgrade.
I cannot put this down. It says from the local courts to the pro circuit. Everything and anything you want to know about pickleball. Step 1, how to hydrate properly. Do you know there's a huge steroid problem going on in the pickleball circuit?
I did not know that.
Big.
I was just watching the news. There was a story about one of the stores in the mall up in Stanford. Was it Stanford or maybe it was White Plains? It was a store that used to be off one of those Saks off Fifth Avenue,
Yeah.
which is closed. They turned it into a pickleball facility.
Of course.
And they have locker rooms and lounges, and it's exciting. This is what you should be getting into now.
You know, you're right, because if I really read this book, I could be a pickleball coach. That could up my cred.
You know what?
Everybody's a trainer.
You're the greatest coach of them all.
That's all right. I'll tell you what, this is it. This is why I could do pickleball coaching. I was watching that, who's the famous coach? He was a jerk, Agassi's coach.
Oh God, what was his?
You know, he has all the schools,
Yeah.
He was a jerk. He talks about in the HBO special, I forget who he was, he talks in the HBO special that he did, Love Means Zero, I remember the name. He says he didn't even know, he just wanted a job, and he didn't know anything about tennis. His uncle told him to go down, and he just read about it. There was no YouTube even for him as a kid, and he was like a teenager, and he started giving lessons. And so I think this could be right. Now, you missed the big story, Steve.
Oh, you mean, oh, look at that. E.B. Butler.
E.B. Butler.
New on Fox this fall.
Huh?
New on Fox this fall.
That's a great show. That's a great cast. There it is right there. That's it. Michael B. Jordan playing E.B.'s son. So I could cast that show. Now, I think, and me and Steve, this is why me and Steve are good together. We both thought of this at the same time. I was thinking this, and Steve came out and said, this would be a great guest on the show. So we got a couple of weeks before we're back in the studio. God only knows when. They're actually renovating. No, I'm just kidding. So he's in Copeg. We can contact him, right? What would be a way to? Where would I search for him? I mean, it doesn't. It just says he's a Copeg resident.
Well, there are ways to do it.
I don't want to bother the guy, but I'm sure he'd be excited. What would be a way to? Maybe you think he's on Instagram? Look up E.B. Butler. Let's see if we can reach out to him. Maybe we'll do a phone interview with us right now. Hey, I'm bench pressing. Don't bother me.
Oh boy.
What a great name.
E.B. Butler. Was it E.B. Butler?
E.B. Butler. It's a great name too. You know, should we give you the Jeopardy music while we wait? Oh, don't you hate when you have this and then they give you one of these and you have to wait, it gives you a little ad and then I can close it and then They say that's the Jeopardy music. That's terrible. That's not even close.
Variation, yeah,
It's,
whatever.
yeah, anyway, we'll reach out to him and we'll try to.
There's nothing.
Nah, he's not going to be on. We'll have to, you know what I'll have to do? Maybe I can go to the gym that he works out at. He says the name of the gym. I could say, you know, when you say you're from Gov's Comedy Club, you could get away with anything on all that. Now, I'm glad I waited for this story because this is a story that's got a mind. It's growing on its own. Steve, this just can't stop. The shark incidents on Long Island are continuing, but it says here, so don't worry, because it says what to do if you have a shark incident.
And what's that?
It says here tips to avoid a shark incident.
Well, and make sure that the sharks, stay away from your tips.
That's true.
Oh, like you got gold.
It says if you see shark food in the water, such as schools of fish, you want to get out of the water.
You might want to do that.
Greg Metzger says this. He also says he's from the Shark Research and Educational Program. He's been brought in from the research lab to Long Island. He's from the Aeronautical Research and Education Program. Why, this was no boat accident. This wasn't a propeller. And it wasn't Jack the Ripper. It was a shark. It says going into the water up to your knees reduces the chance. The more you go into the water, the deeper you go in, the more you're at risk.
Well, that would make sense.
That would make sense. I don't know why they even put that. So you understand? Let's see if we can break that down for you. If you're say on the beach, on the sand, less chance. When you go in the water, bigger chance. Heed the instructions of lifeguards. If they say, shark! Get out. Wearing jewelry is a no-no. Sharks love jewelry, apparently.
They like the finer things.
And it says, finally, use the buddy system. Nobody likes to get eaten alone. So if I'm in the water and you're there with me, I can throw you at the shark and I can make a getaway.
Not unless I run you over the freaking street beforehand with your headphones on.
Steve Sorts, I talked about my running escapades.
Oh my God, he's crazy. These people, they run. They think they're impervious to everything. Bike riders, walkers. You know, I cross that path. I don't just run like all these people. Just keep on going.
First of all, so what Steve is referring to is there was almost no show tonight. I was almost to demise and he was almost in prison. So Steve is driving along. What block was that? Not one of the blocks. I don't know.
By the Massapequa Preserve.
By the beautiful Massapequa Preserve. Gorgeous. Wafting of nature's finest with an aroma of pot.
Part of Nassau's Greenbelt.
Sure. And I'm running. It's my run day. And you know me. I don't care if it's a tornado, a volcano. I'm running. So when you cross the street for the path, there's traffic. But it's a crosswalk and cars are supposed to know. Pedestrians have the right of way, as Steve did. And I hear a beeping, a honking. Do I have a honk? Of course I don't.
Yeah, it's all right.
So Steve's beeping. I don't know. I hear it, but I'm like locked in, and I go running. I'm listening to a little Offspring.
You're locked in.
I was-
That's right. I don't care.
I didn't.
I don't care that horn behind.
Keep beeping.
Yeah,
I'm not
keep
stopping.
beeping.
Apparently, I get a couple of missed calls from Steve. It's Steve was beeping. What are the odds that you almost hit me with your car?
I really didn't almost hit you, but Jesus, I was just you're in your little Disneyland. I couldn't
It's called
get
focus.
out of the out
Out
of
of
the
the
trance.
zone. I was in my zone. Didn't you ever get in a zone?
Maybe if I gave you a bagel, you might feel better. Wrapped in cellophane.
Cellophane wrap bagel.
That would take you right out of that trance.
It would. Oh, did you vote? Look at this, Steve. Did you vote for your favorite barbershop?
I did see that.
They're having a vote for your favorite barbershop. Now, you know I'm going with Tommaso. That's my barbershop. Now, this is not a, don't be confused with a salon. This is not a salon. What is the difference, would you say, between a barbershop, as this is, with the poles, you see the
Well,
old-time poles,
A
and a salon?
barbershop is just a barbershop.
Okay.
I mean,
With the poles, you gotta have the poles.
Right. Well,
That's
it's not like a salon. It's a lot more prestige with a salon.
A salon is more boutique-y, wouldn't you
Yes,
say?
a boutique.
Very frou-frou. You might, barbershops don't wash your, do you get your hair washed before a haircut?
Not anymore.
No. Okay.
I used to when I was a kid.
I don't. They don't even have a sink there, but I don't care. You know, they don't even spray it. Sometimes they used to spray a little. They don't even do that. A barbershop this is, you know, true barbershop. But I like it. It's, I'm going to give them a shout out. Tommaso's in East Islip.
Is it east or west?
I don't
It's
know.
west.
Is it West Islip? It might be West Islip. It's probably west because it's closer. It's like exit 46 on Carlton Avenue.
I just saw our friend Chris had a haircut.
At 9.
I don't think it was there.
No, it wasn't. He doesn't go there.
He's gone to the big city now. You know.
Chris has gone rogue.
Gone where they have their ways there.
Yeah, he referred me to Tommaso.
Yes.
And I liked them. And I had the problem, as you know, with Doug and the woman, and she went on maternity. They're both good. As for Doug, he's there now. Good guy. Where do you go? What do you do now in shopping out?
I got a couple of places.
Anybody you'd like to vote for?
I'm still considering, but I can't say anything.
Steve doesn't want to say, but you still got time. It's the battle for Long Island Barbershop is on. Who will take the crown?
I don't know.
So, and here, speaking of sharks and beaches, so who protects us more than Long Island's finest lifeguards? Right? There's a nice picture of this year's crop, and they are having a shortage, so they increase the pay. Look at this pay, Steve.
Have you thought of becoming?
No, I don't. They don't want me. My friend Ed is. But look at this. A starting rookie guard. Not in the NBA. A starting rookie guard for lifeguarding. $22.66 per hour.
It's not bad.
A lifeguard 2, which is after 3 seasons, in your 3rd season, you go up from $22.66 $1. $23.69. And then a boat swing is called, is $26.41, and then a lieutenant, $29, and finally you can cap off at a captain, Mo Capitan, at $35. I'm sorry, I don't think that's enough. I think these people are saving lives. Lives. They should have more.
Steve, you would love that job. Do you ever walk around Jones Beach and see?
I don't
They
want
get
to.
some downtime. They get to hang out at the shack. They jog.
They get their weights, right?
Yeah, they can work out. They can exercise in the meantime.
I don't like that stuff on the nose.
Well,
And I feel like you get really burned. Like
It's-
it's not good for you, the sun, to be under that. My
use
friend
a
was
lot of
under
sunscreen. You know, wipe.
it's still you're under
You
that.
gotta wipe yourself down.
You gotta wipe yourself down. And you know me, I don't want to save anybody. I have no problem saving my own soul. I don't want somebody, as soon as I sit down comfortably, you know someone's going to scream for help.
I think you would do fine. You would be very good.
Did you ever see a save at a beach? Did you ever witness
I
anything?
don't think I have.
I've never. In all these years, I've never witnessed an occurrence of an actual save. I've not witnessed a save.
There you go.
Now, yesterday. Oh, wow, it's only 6:57. You made good time. How is the weather out there now?
It's a bit warm,
How was the evening?
moist. No, I don't know how the evening is.
That's what I was looking for. The evening was more. What is this? I'm done with this app.
You know, Steve, I know you hate to hear this.
No, I'm done.
You got to invest in something that you don't have to worry about advertising.
Is that what the problem is? I'm getting these free apps that all these bull crap. I can't take it anymore, and it's like I was saying, is there enough already? Jeez, can you stop? Look, it doesn't even stop.
No, it's
That's it. I'm done. Every time the screen goes out and you put it back on, it has to flash up an advertisement, and I'm getting bombarded on the YouTube when I look up a video for a second. I gotta go through 3 skip ads. Some of them you can't even skip. It's getting out of control. I was reading a little bit about there's a little confrontation with the new app, the Threads app.
Have you joined the Threads app?
I won't. I don't.
Why won't you do it?
Because my loyalty is to Elon Musk, and he says I don't like it, so I don't like it.
You know,
He says we're the originators. They're cheaters. Cheaters!
You might just have to go on, to promote.
I'm not promoting anything on Threads because Meta won't be there. The Threads won't be there. Meta World Peace won't be there.
I think it's a bit silly to just, ignore this.
I'm ignoring it because I don't think it's going to be something. Barbie. There's controversy in Barbie, the movie coming out in 2 weeks.
What's the problem with Barbie?
Barbie has been banned in Vietnam.
No.
I don't know how they're going to recover.
I don't know either.
Now, but it does bother me because, it's got to do with a scene in the movie where there's a map and they don't.
Oh, I saw that. That's a bit.
But I think, right, now what you're doing, you're only punishing the children there, the girls that want to see Barbie. Now they're going to have to go on their streaming platforms to watch
I don't
Barbie.
think it's going to be particularly a children's.
It's not a. It's not.
It's kind of like a satire.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I mean, I had no desire to see it. Then after seeing the trailer, so okay, it's fun.
It's PG-13 anyway,
Yes.
so it's not really made for kids. It's a little, there's some humor, suggestive humor, and of course when you have Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling,
Where smoke, there's fire.
the heat's gonna fly right up the screen. Yes, I wrote a list. There's a few other big cameos.
Oh, I see that.
Well, this is on the other page, but I think it's on that page. Yeah, look at this. Look at this list, Steve. Will Ferrell
Yep.
will be in it. Rhea Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
Kate McKinnon's in it. She's actually playing the Barbie gymnast.
Right.
Gymnast Barbie. Michael Cera's in it. John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So, Dua Lipa's in it.
Michael Cena and John Cena.
Wow. Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's all. We got them all over the place.
That's crazy.
Too confusing. So that's
Cena and Cena.
Cena and Cena. So last night, what did I watch? It was. Let's see if Steve knows me. It was Sunday night. Well, what do I always watch on Sunday night?
The New York Yankees.
No, Sunday night.
They were good.
They did. Food that built America.
Of course.
And it was a new one. And what I think I told you who it was going to be, but let's see how maybe I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember.
I'll give you a hint. My baloney has a first name,
Right, that's right.
and I've said this.
Have you?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
my baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name.
It's moot because you will not touch Oscar Mayer.
You're supposed to continue with the song. It's Mayer.
M-A-Y-E-R.
Do you know the rest?
Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me what I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with
Bologna. Bologna.
Don't tell me to break. I'm sick of these breaks. You're not the choir master. Stop.
Well, how would you do a beat there?
All you your beats.
Because you roll right over. You went say because Oscar Mayer has a way with
Exactly.
You like tap.
Yes.
You're peppy.
Up tempo.
Happy and peppy.
Something tempo.
Bursting with love.
Bursting with love. Yeah, that's.
So I was watching Food That Built America, and finally, after all of these years of watching Food That Built America, they literally made it. Last night was more the literal sense, not the more metaphoric sense. It was literal because one of the foods they were talking about last night was none other than the canned Spam, which literally was used to build America. During the Depression, cement was very expensive in New York City and around, right? It was Depression era time. So what they used, and Hormel came up with Spam. That Spam was used to build bridges, tunnels, the Verrazano. If you look at the Verrazano, half of it is put together with Spam.
Is there apropos to drop in there?
I'm not going on there. I refuse. I'm not giving them my time to watch another cat advertisement just to play one stupid blurb.
Bring back Dr. Phil. Where's Dr. Phil?
I have none of them. They did away with blurb. That app is gone. I knew something was up, and then I said, let me reboot it, and the app is gone off the App Store.
Well, vanished. Done.
I feel like soup tonight.
Like Campbell soup? Or maybe Heinz?
Steve's
Yeah, you remember.
Food That Built America. Campbell's and Heinz.
You know, all these shows have one thing in common. Their script writing, I'm sorry, is really pretty bad. It's pretty much the same thing every day.
I know.
And you know, they'll be in the laboratory, the kitchen.
Yeah, it's hokey.
So how's it going here? I think you'll like this.
Try this. You know, they sniff it and go, this is fantastic. Let's call it toasted pizza. Like, this is how it all went down. But, you know, it's a corny thing. But it was funny you said that because they did that the other day, the sliced bread. So the guy, they packaged bread, and at a bakery you'd always get a loaf. So this was one they came up with a way that it was pre-sliced. They finally did it. So they showed the CEO, and he goes, this is going to be the best thing since ever. Because the same didn't come out yet. You know, the best thing since sliced bread. So, but it's corny, but I still enjoy the show. But no, Spam was not used to build America. So they talk about Oscar Mayer. Okay, and they said he comes across with his brother from Frankfurt, Germany, and he is in the sausage casing business. So they both have a great recipe, and they're making their sausage casings, and they're making it, but people are a little leery.
They're a little leery. Just like the same people at Nathan's.
Right.
You wouldn't go to Nathan's.
Why were they leery?
Well, I wouldn't know because I'll eat anything. You know, Steve.
Well, the book came out by Upton Sinclair.
Okay.
The Jungle, sure. I thought it was a different Jungle. I read a different book.
Oh, you thought it was?
Yeah, mine was more, I thought it was a take on the gym scene that I worked at. But apparently it wasn't. It was about, the Chicago meat market. And the disgust.
Which I've seen you in the New York meat market, but I've never seen you.
I've never made my way in the Chicago meat market. I'm not big in Chicago. So the disease, I mean, you could imagine, we're talking 1900s, there's no sanitation.
There's no rules.
No, it's a free-for-all. They're cutting meat, no glove, I mean...
Sawdust in the sausage.
That would be lucky if that was it. They were people getting tuberculosis, fever, death. You would not eat meat during this time.
Or that kind of processed meat.
Yeah, it was terrible, right? So what they did was, Oscar Mayer was really a renegade in the sense that he said, we're going to brand because even though they could put their hot dogs at a butcher and they'd just be mixed up with everybody. So they put a seal on theirs and started packaging it saying Oscar Mayer, and they were the first to start getting it inspected.
Right.
So they would say, look, ours is inspected, not like that other crap, not like that Hormel guy. And
did they say Hormel was really bad?
No, I'm kidding. Because they kind of did both of their stories simultaneously. Now Hormel, as you know, is also a meat brand, big meat brand now. right? Hormel's still around. I remember Hormel from pepperoni. I always think of Hormel with pepperoni.
Of course.
Are they a big pepperoni?
They made pepperoni, yes.
Now, I was trying to find out what is a hot dog? What's in a hot dog? Or a sausage? Do you know the difference between a sausage and a hot dog? I looked this up.
Are there less spices in a hot dog?
It's really with the ingredients and the way it's processed. The sausage, the hot dog is a more smoother texture that's, cased up, where the
Right.
sausage has a lot more bits and things in it.
Grizzle.
A lot more. Now,
Red tape.
I also thought there was, so now there's different words, right? There's the Frankfurter, which is what now do you know how it became called a hot dog?
I don't know. Oh, wait, World War One?
No. There was a guy, and I wrote his name down. His name was Ted something.
You gave me a rundown. I can help you with that.
I'm sorry. Where was his name? Ted something. I know I wrote it. Anyway, this guy Ted was a New York cartoonist. And in 1901. And what he did was, he did a display, he couldn't say the word, a dashed hound. And it looked like, the dashed long dog, and he couldn't spell that, so he did a dog in a bun and called it a hot dog because he saw people eating it at the New York Giants game, football.
Right.
So then it kind of took on. But it's interesting, Frankfurter was from Frankfurt, Germany, and then the Wiener Schnitzel, or the Wiener, was from Austria.
That's fantastic.
Unbelievable. They call it a hot dog and it's all the same thing. You shouldn't eat it. It's not good protein. I mash it up and I drink it in my shake. It's delicious. So that is the story of the hot dog. Guess how many hot dogs are consumed in this country alone per year?
I'll say.
You'll never get it.
I'll say over 10 billion.
20 billion.
Wow.
Do you believe that in a year in this country? And most of them are by Joey Chestnut.
Americans love their hot dogs.
Is that your first go-to at a barbecue, or like if there's hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, ribs? What's your first?
Usually one of each.
You like a little taste.
Yeah.
I feel a hot dog's easier to eat if you're in a social gathering
Sure.
than picking up a rib and trying to talk to
Yes,
people.
it's a little awkward.
So Hormel, this is what Hormel was doing, their own meats and whatever, and the Depression hits. So they're doing poorly, Oscar Mayer's doing poorly because of the war, nobody wants to buy German goods. Very bad time. So Hormel, and they come up with the idea that there's parts of the pig that are not being used. The cheap parts, the shoulder, the knuckles, really nasty parts. So they say, let's, instead of this being discarded, we'll buy all this up, mangle it, everything is mangled and processed. Then it looks delicious. You put a little salt, pepper, and it's fine. If you have to ground up a table with a little salt and pepper, we'll eat anything in America. So he puts it in a gelatinous form, in a can, and they call it Spam is Born. And it was so cheap, and people loved it. And not only did their people buy it cheap, but it was then used in the war.
Right.
Because it was canned, you could travel with it in foxhole to foxhole and open up a can of Spam. And hence, Spam is still around.
Yes, it is. And it's extremely popular. Did they tell you about the Hawaiians love Spam?
Yes. They did that. That's very smart.
I don't know the reason why, but it's very, very popular. They love to make all sorts of dishes with
Because
Spam.
there was something also with during the war at that time that they didn't allow the fishing import. They were blocking them from fishing because it was during World War II, so there was a lot of, so that was their only access to protein.
So they threw some Spam in the water
Right.
and they pretended they were fishing.
They were fishing for Spam. I caught 20 pounds of Spam the other day. Boy, wow. Forget your trout. Go to, me and my dad are trying to look for a fishing spot.
Is that so?
We don't know where, we go, but we're just like this. We want to catch a fish.
Fishing hole.
Yeah, where's there a good, there he is. There's always people. Yeah, we should have called him in. Now that's the guy that has the treasure club. The metal detector club on the beach.
No, I saw it the other day. and there was some jam session going on in the other room. I couldn't hear.
I was
Why weren't you there?
because I think I was doing the show then. It was a Monday night? No.
No, it was not
Oh,
Monday
no.
night. It was not Monday.
No, it must have been a Wednesday. Could have been a Wednesday. Because I think he said, but I talked to Lee about that. He wants me a part of it. Possibly. He said we have another one coming up at the Bar Harbor Library. This is going to be an elite performance. The big stage. I don't perform here, Steve.
you know, the Bar Harbor Library. It really is a boutique kind of library. It's not like your normal library.
They actually don't want people like us there. They want the South Merrick Road people there. That's a very... Actually, my sister is working there tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's very... they have things to make you feel comfortable. They have children's spaces. Lots of space. Little rooms and little spaces. Little stuff things to hold on to in case people like us come in and make people feel uncomfortable.
Me?
You make me feel uncomfortable. Talk about what are you going to go to. I see the looks I get. My element is here. These are my people. The people that crawl from the train station on a Friday night, don't know where to go. We embrace everybody here. This is the Statue of Liberty of libraries.
And the good news is the library's open on Sundays again, I see.
No, not on the summer, no.
Oh, I thought they put the sign.
It's closed. You must have read the sign
No,
fast. Trust me, I'll show you. The summer Sundays are closed.
I know. I thought so too, but
Trust me, they are.
Trust.
Nobody knows this place like I see. For goodness sake, I've got generations that have worked in this
I
library.
think I'm talking to the wrong guy, aren't I?
You are.
That's right.
But I bet I'm gonna talk to the right guy in another minute because Steve, I'm coming right into his wheelhouse.
Who's that?
You. So they did this thing about game shows. So I want to quiz you and see what's your knowledge of game shows. So there's a few game shows here. Let's start easy. Who was the first host? Now you know Pat Sajak is retiring. And do you know who? Well, you know who's taking over.
Yes,
Ryan, of course, the Ryan. I was passed over. It was between me and Ryan. Do you know who the first host of the Wheel of Fortune
The
was?
first host.
There was someone before Pat.
There was someone before Pat.
He knows.
I don't know if I know. Oh, could it, I don't. Could it be, Chuck Woolery?
I'm giving Steve a big eye roll. Yes, it is Chuck Woolery. Of course Steve would know this.
Now.
Oh, you have a little more on this.
Yes, I do. Vanna White was not the original letter turner on Wheel of Fortune. There was someone before Vanna.
Barbara Eden.
No.
Betty White?
No.
Yeah.
Her name was Susan Stratford.
Why does that ring a bell?
I don't know, but she was the letter girl on.
And she wasn't good enough. They had to bring Van in.
She left, and then Vanna came in after her.
That must have been some audition. Jeopardy. There was an original Jeopardy. Who he knows? Who was the original? Original
It was the first live television show I went to see.
Really?
At 30 Rock at NBC. It was Jeopardy. It was our class trip.
High school or younger?
No,
Oh.
5th grade.
Wow, that's a pretty good class trip.
That was a pretty good class
You
trip.
should never take kids into the city.
Oh, that was a crazy trip. But the original host was Art Fleming.
Art Fleming.
And everyone knows the original announcer of Jeopardy was the great Don Parker.
All right, there we
the end
go.
comes up.
I got it. I want to give you an applause.
Yeah, but that was a crazy class trip because our 5th grade teacher, she was this very practical woman. She wore nurse's shoes, and everyone in her family, no one drank from the same glass. Everyone had their own cups, and she would never, you only had to drink from your own cup. You could not, she's just very nurse-like, but she had these nurse's shoes. So we went on the big city trip. We went to NBC, and we went all over the Rockefeller Center area. And she said, bring your lunch, and we're not sitting down. We're walking and we're eating at the same time. So my mom, who was a chaperone, was wearing her unsensible high heels, and she's just running all over the place. I mean, and she, Mrs. Major, keep up! Come on, let's go! Like she really was a nice lady, but she was a little. There was a time schedule.
So you went, you saw it, so you had to bring your lunch.
We brought our lunch. We walked up 6th Avenue.
Do you remember what you brought?
Down. Probably peanut butter and jelly.
PB&J.
Yeah.
Now, you remember the show?
Jeopardy.
No, but I mean, do you remember the specific show?
No.
Questions? Any questions?
I remember, Don Pardo was really nice to us, and so was Art.
Did you met Art, or did he kind of address you a little bit?
He talked to us. He signed an autograph for everyone in the class.
Do you still have that?
I don't.
Oh, that would have been fantastic. It's hard to get an Art Fleming.
And I met Don Pardo later, and he was just as nice.
Don Pardo. All right, let's move on. The Price is Right.
Oh, really?
The Price is Right.
Well, everyone knows it's with Bob Barker, right?
Everyone knows it's Bob Barker. But was there someone before Bob?
Well, let's see. 1972 was when
Right.
The Price is Right. The new Price is Right began.
That's right.
There's another Price is Right? You telling me there was an old Price is Right?
There was something similar. There was a Price is Right.
Bill Cullen.
There you go.
And Don Pardo was the announcer on that.
Of course he was.
Until they moved to another network. They moved to ABC.
Okay.
So Don Pardo worked for NBC. He couldn't move. So they moved to ABC. And Johnny Gilbert, who's the announcer on Jeopardy now, who's 90-something years old and still the announcer on
Wow.
Jeopardy, was the announcer when, really ridiculous.
Now, who do you like better? Well, let's do this. Who was your favorite of the Wheel of Fortune, Chuck Woolery or Pat Sajak? I mean, Chuck didn't have a lot of time, so you can't.
And he was there for a few years.
Was he? Okay.
Yes, he was.
I didn't even see Chuck. Well, Chuck was great at the 80s.
No, that's not the game. No, Love Connection.
Love Connection. Love Connection.
I don't know.
Okay.
And then pretty much,
That's a wash.
all right.
Jeopardy, Art Fleming, or Alex Trebek, or the new mess that they have there now? I don't know. They have different people every day.
Well,
You got it.
they were all good in their own ways. Art was great. Alex was legendary. I kind of like Myron. Ken Jennings is all right, but just because you won the championship,
Yeah, I don't understand.
his personality is all right. It's
Yeah.
not dynamic like you need like Alex Trebek didn't know every answer in the world. He wasn't a
I
genius.
know, okay.
It was the presentation that
He kind of came off studious.
yes,
Came off as an
studious.
authoritative
And he came
professorial.
off, and actually, I was reading stories about he would review the question, the answers, what everyone called them, the clues, and if things were too hard, he would actually tell them, you can't make it that difficult, which is interesting.
Now,
Last time I can't answer.
who do you? Okay, so let's look at a couple of these others. For the $100,000 pyramid,
Right.
were you a Dick Clark fan, or I don't even know if it's still on with Michael Strahan?
And Michael Strahan comes on every year, it's twice a year, something like that. They'll do a week of shows.
Oh, okay. I like Dick Clark.
Dick is always.
Match Game. Gene Rayburn with the fantastic long thin microphone. And I guess Alec Baldwin did it. They did a reboot.
Alec Baldwin did the reboot, and I liked Alec Baldwin, but I didn't like all the celebrities that were on Match Game. Some of them were really cheesy.
You're talking about the new one.
The new one with Alec.
The reboot, okay.
And
Yeah, I liked when Gene Rayburn.
I think that was it. That was the best.
Yeah, they had the old time I used to like Nelson Riley,
Charles Nelson Riley,
Nelson
Brett Summers.
Brett Summers. I
Richard
used to-
Dawson.
Yeah, they were like professional game shows.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was also there was an open bar
Well,
between lunch breaks.
oh,
So You could tell they were a little.
Let's make a deal. So now they have Wayne Brady. He's he's very
Monty Hall.
Monty.
The best.
The best. Good. We agree. To tell the truth. Now this was Bud Collyer,
Right.
the original,
The original.
black and white, or the new one with Anthony Anderson. Which one do you like better?
Didn't like Anthony Anderson. Not that I dislike Anthony Anderson. I love Anthony Anderson. Didn't like that version of the show too much. Bud Collyer, all right, but a little too straight.
A little dry.
A little dry. You didn't see the syndicated one that was after that with Gary Moore. That was the good one. I thought Gary Moore was very good. Fun, personable.
Family Feud. This is probably the toughest because Family Feud, they're both good. I like Richard Dawson, but I know
Yes.
Steve Harvey's made it pretty famous.
Yeah, I think
As a
there have
reboot.
been a few hosts of Family Feud since then. And, Steve was good.
A lot of people like Steve. My mom watches Family Feud all the time. Loves
Steve
Steve.
is good.
I wonder if she even knows watched the Richard Dawson ones.
I'm sure she did.
Because she just watches. I mean, I wonder, are they around anywhere?
Yeah, their own cable one.
One of the game show channels.
Buzzer or game show
Because she
network.
watches the game.
Yeah.
She watches all those old.
They're all online too.
She watches Tattletale, like all those old shows.
Yeah, they're all on. Yeah, Buzzer is the channel.
Is Snoop Dogg doing Joker's Wild?
Yes, on TBS. I don't know if is he still doing it? I don't know.
Does it?
I didn't really watch it, so I couldn't tell you.
And finally, and I saved the best for last.
Uh-oh.
You Bet Your Life, of course, is the legendary Groucho, and Jay.
You had a couple of versions between those.
Is that
Bill
right?
Cosby did.
Oh, really? I never saw that. But I'm guessing you're a
Groucho.
Groucho. There's only one Groucho. You can't imitate. Did you see this? Is that's what I wanted to tell you. On Netflix, I told you about this, Muscle and Mayhem.
Yes, I started watching it last night.
What'd you think?
It was what I thought. You know?
Yeah, but it's interesting. You gotta watch a little more.
I was watching it. Actually, one of my old bosses eventually worked on that show, and I don't think he's on it. I thought maybe they talked to him, but no, I don't think he's in it.
And I am outraged.
Why
I
is
am
that?
outraged, and I'm glad you're here.
Why are you so outraged? What's
How dare they? How dare they take an institution?
is that an actual remake of the
Yes,
Animals?
it's unbelievable. It's with Adam Devine
Adam Devine and
Pierce Brosnan
Pierce Brosnan.
and the other woman.
my God,
Ellen Barkin.
Adam Arkin's grave isn't even warm yet.
It's
And
called
this-
The Outlaws, where he has to meet the parents, and they're involved, and he's quirky.
And I love that. Just criminally bad. Let me see this. This is just.
You didn't hear about this? I knew.
Oh, I know. I saw it on Netflix.
I knew you get a feel for this.
But I wouldn't.
See, me and Steve, classic favorite movies back in that day was the Peter Falk, Alan Arkin in-laws, where the kids had to meet, and Alan Arkin was a dentist, and Peter Falk plays a CIA agent, and he's the father of the groom.
Is this an official remake? Of
I don't know. It's the same premise, and them calling it The Outlaw. I mean, it's this. I don't know if it's.
I mean, there was a In-Laws remake with Albert Brooks and
Terrible.
Michael Douglas.
Another bad one.
Another terrible.
Oh, that was so.
Why? And they turned it into a freaking action adventure movie.
Yeah, that was so
I mean-
bad. I just don't know. That's a classic that's going to be hard to touch with the two of them. Alan, they had the two of them. There's flames on my car. There's an awful lot of red tape in the bush.
It's over the river, over the ocean to Scranton, Pennsylvania.
You wouldn't believe the red tape in the bush. There's a lot of red tape in the bush.
There's a lot of-
Oh, there's an awful lot of red tape in the bush.
You know, it's so funny, because I do like Peter Falk, and I watch a lot of Columbo episodes. I was looking at some of these things, and God, some of these things remind me something right out of the In-Laws, little things.
Yes.
Like, there's this one thing, Patrick McGoohan played He played a double agent. Maybe he was a double agent, but he was a spy,
Okay.
and he killed Leslie Nielsen. But all of a sudden, you hear Patrick McGowan on the phone speaking like Japanese or something like that. It just I couldn't help but think of Peter Falk speaking.
Oh yeah, so he's
to
doing.
Bing and
Yeah, he's doing his
the Huntley Brinkley of the Huntley Brinkley of China.
Here's a couple. There's a. Do you like Drew Carey? Just Price is Right? Have you ever seen Drew?
Well, I've seen him. It's all right. He's all right.
This is perfect. We were talking about. I'm bringing it all together. We were talking about meat. Meat. So, and this is going to be right up Steve's alley. Got elk, wild fork, will. So there's an exotic meats grocer or restaurant. It looks like a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're going to be able to get. If you're just like your boring hamburger hot dog, this is not for you. This is for the young at heart. This is specially hard to find. This will include ostrich.
Mm-hmm.
Say you want an ostrich dog. Alligator. Maybe you'd like to take home a pound of alligator sliced thin.
Wow.
Can I get a half a pound of alligator? Can I taste it? I'd like to taste it. I don't like it chewy. Is it well done? Is that a kosher alligator?
These are questions you need to know.
It says Alex Board, head of development for Wild Fork, will bring 3 to Long Island. The locations will be, are you ready for this?
Nowhere near here.
No, they will. Lake Grove, which is a little far. Plainview. We might have to do a show live from the Wild Fork. We're here at the grand opening of Wild Fork. Do an alligator eating contest. And of course, in West Hempstead. What do you think of it? That's in 2024.
This is exciting.
It says they're a niche retailer. They're aiming for a certain market that likes ostrich.
A niche.
A niche. A niche?
A niche.
A niche? How do you say it? Is it niche? A niche. Sounds
Say
a little more
niche.
fruitful, right?
You know, you might want to say more of a boutique.
And finally. Oh, did you know Hofstra had its Comic-Con, Eternal Con?
Oh, shoot, I missed it.
Yesterday.
I didn't go, because I know someone who works.
And it was, there she is.
Who was that?
I don't know, just a girl from Long
Some
Island. Dressed up.
cosplay
Cosplay.
Wonder Woman.
Well, she looked good. There was a lot of people that looked good. They were all dressed up. You weren't there. We could have went.
I know. We could have won. I didn't think that. I could have gotten in free, actually.
Could you?
Yes. Because I know someone who works all these Comic-Cons, he sells collectibles.
And finally, at 7:30, if you've ever dreamed of seeing the Aurora Borealis, you don't have to just listen to a flock of seagulls.
Or Jewel.
Or Jewel. Well, wasn't it a song, a flock of, wasn't it Aurora Borealis? What was the song that Aurora Borealis? I don't know, some song, the 80s. Anyway, the Northern Lights, as they are affectionately called, will be here. You don't have to go to Alaska or Canada. They will be spotted, it says here. Why can they be visible from New York? It will be a particularly strong stream of fast-moving particles.
Really?
It says here that could make the lights visible outside of normal places.
Mm-hmm.
It says, the forecast says it'll be a little tough to see, but Thursday night between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., you look out, look what you could see. The Aurora Borealis.
That's beautiful.
Gorgeous, huh? The Northern Lights. Beautiful colors. So they say it's better if you go a little bit more upstate where there's less light interference. But if you happen to be out Thursday night between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. and you're not engaged in any criminal activity, because that's why else would you be out at that time?
No, you're very judgmental.
I am. I'm very judgmental. That's something I'm going to work on. Jewel says, what do you want to change in yourself? I want to be less judgmental.
You were just.
I'm all in.
You just dived right in.
Drank it.
Full.
I drank it. I love it. I love her and I love everything about her.
See,
I might move to Alaska. She says that's where you really find yourself.
this is a cult.
How dare you? You've been involved in a few cults.
What cults have I been involved with? I'm a normal guy.
Yeah. I got an app for that.
The circle? Did you say the circle? Because you were in the circle too, you know.
I was on the outside of the circle.
No, you like to say that.
I was, what do they say?
You were so.
I was
yeah,
the northern light of the
You
circle.
played that tepid little man, but you knew you.
I was not
you
part of their salacious, sordid, nasty. By the way, where would you someone get spam? If say you want
supermarket.
Oh, it's right on the market itself.
Yeah, just go to your
Grocers.
normal run-of-the-mill grocer.
So it won't be at that elk place.
Probably not.
That's not rare. Now, do you cook it? Is that you? Oh, you cook it. You wouldn't eat it out of the can.
I think you can. Yeah, you'd be able to eat it out of the can.
Okay, because that's
But
the whole
most people
point.
fry it up usually.
But I'm still leery on being able to can. I don't understand this, and they obviously do because they wouldn't. But canned meat meat that's not refrigerated, like even chicken noodle soup, like a can of chicken noodle is obviously in the can. How do they do this? How does it stay? I mean, it's chicken. It's in a can for months, weeks, however long. I don't understand.
A lot of salt,
It's a lot of salt.
preservatives, yeah.
It's why it's not real chicken.
All seated as chicken.
I love
No,
this.
yes.
I love this. I don't want to start bad rumors. Here.
Oh, go ahead.
My favorite Campbell soup as a child. Do you know what my favorite soup was?
Chicken noodle? Tomato?
No. Chicken and stars.
Oh.
I love chicken and stars. Nothing like it. I would get a can of chicken and stars, and I would watch maybe Gilligan's Island, and I'd have my soup. That was the
Yeah, I
process.
mean, I'd have the chicken noodle soup and watch whatever.
Whatever was on.
Gilligan's Island,
Maybe a
whatever.
little Bonanza.
No, I was not a Bonanza person. No, Bonanza really wasn't on after school.
Bonanza. And that's it. So, anyway, we're going to try to get E.B. Butler on one week. Maybe we'll reach out to him. I'm going to try to find out how to reach out to this guy. Maybe I'll go stalk him at the gym. I'll dress up like that cosplay lady and I'll go look for him. And
Wear big,
Oh,
you know these guys, they always respect you. Got that
Big
big
belts.
belt.
And the sweatpants,
Yeah.
the 80s flare
Yeah.
sweatpants, the big belts,
They wear a headband.
or the do-rag.
Do-rag.
It's a do-rag.
Headband.
80s look. See, Steve knows.
It's like that brotherhood.
Yeah,
We've seen those guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I like to be one of those guys.
And their form is totally off, but they don't care. It's all right.
I watched him bench in the video.
Yeah,
Very good.
He looked good.
Unbelievable. If you want to see it, it's on the News 12 video. You can probably see it again.
Newsday.
You must have Newsday? Or was it News 12?
It's Tuesday.
Newsday. But they might cut it off if you're not a subscriber. Or they might let you. Sometimes they give you one free glimpse. They try to give you a little taste. You don't just buy cocaine, you get a little taste.
First taste is always free.
Then a little bit.
That we learned that at Bowie Toll.
Oh,
When
sure.
we trained
Free session.
Free session.
Let's see if we mesh. I do it like a dating app. Is the way I hook you in. I say, why don't put your card away. I don't want your money. I want to make sure we get along. You enjoy me.
Who wouldn't enjoy it?
Who wouldn't enjoy this?
Could you see
She wants to take this tape and put it across.
Could you see yourself doing this the same time every day? At this.
Doing what?
It was in the booklet on how to sell personal training sessions. There's a Bally's book.
Oh.
And you say something, isn't this great? Wouldn't it be great if you were doing this
Yes.
at this time every week?
He remembers the clothes. That would be the things, right? What they would tell you to imagine. I want you to think. Think about how you feel with that new body. Not the body you have now. That's disgusting. It's grotesque. But a new you. A new tomorrow. How much would you pay for that? I mean, you buy coffee every day, things add up, but don't you care about yourself? I mean, how much are you worth?
There's so much more Jack LaLanne in you. I can tell now. I realize.
I have to get back to sales. I have to get back. I miss it. I miss closing people and that.
You know what? We need to get Joe and Chris, our friends Joe and Chris, and talk about sales and how,
Yes. We should have a little
the art of selling. The art of selling.
By the circle. We should all write a chapter in the book. I'm more of a soft sell. Those guys were hard. Steve has to admit, I take your time, would drive the PT directors crazy. Close it already!
Yes. Well, it'll be, 10:30, and you haven't closed this one thing that's going to bring us over for the month.
I marinate the sale.
And you will not.
I don't rush it. I marinate it. Because, look, you're asking people for money.
Sometimes the bosses would call Steve's clients up, even though they had sessions left.
I don't like
that. That was not good.
I don't like that. Well, I'm not in that world anymore. I'm in a different world. I'm in this world with you people. So,
Isn't this nice?
This is
Isn't
complicated.
it nice that we do this? Could you see us doing this every week at this time?
Every week.
Yes,
Every time.
exactly. Lovely.
Maybe a little bingo. Boy, the bingo place was packed on Jerusalem Avenue at the Beth Lahel. I don't think I'm saying that right. Bethel, I think it is, not Beth Lahel. I'm sorry, I probably just stung the whole religion. We almost made it. While I revive Steve, we're going to close it now before I alienate the rest of society. I don't know anything. But what I do know is it's time to close shop. So Thursday, the Aurora Borealis. Tonight, the Home Run Derby. Watch some Netflix, Muscles and Mayhem. Wham! They're doing the Wham story.
Yes, I know that.
That should look pretty good. And Goliath is coming out in a couple of days. The story of Will Chamberlain on Showtime.
I think, is that on already?
July 21st.
Oh.
Next week. Or the 14th. I'm sorry, the 14th. So a couple days away. So some interesting things. And of course, before it comes out, get your copy of Pickleball. It's a must read. I can't put it down.
Take it from Coach.
I'm a coach and I know. I've read a lot of books on pickles. This is the number one. And you know what? Go enjoy a hot dog tonight while you watch. It's safe. Enjoy the home run contest. Enjoy a hot dog.
I will not enjoy a hot dog until I see Steve actually physically eat a Nathan's hot dog.
Well, it has to be Nathan's? Maybe what about a Hebrew National or a Sabret?
Break it out.
Or remember the old ballpark they plump when you cook them?
We'll just have to deal with one of them, whatever.
Any of them. We'll get them. Maybe we'll barbecue on the show one day. We'll bring a grill in.
And for some reason, I'll end up eating them. And you'll find a way out of it.
I will. I always do. Anyway, thanks for spending a little time with us.
Thank you.
Live from the library on the north side of Sunrise. This is not your frou-frou. This is the blue-collar library. This is the grunge library. This is where we make it happen. Thanks for spending some time. We'll see you next Monday, 6:30. Oh, I'm going to post a couple things on the Stephen R. Kaminsky Instagram this week. I got a couple of funny bits I videoed. I want you to see my audition tapes.
Imagine.
Oh, it's good. And again, check out Dumbbells.
I can just.
Anyway, we'll see you next Monday, 6:30. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.